Denethor, the tragic steward of Gondor, a powerful and commanding ruler of Gondor, the first of the stewards to use the Palantír of Anor, and that very act may have been the beginning of his downfall. But was Denethor truly a mad and cruel ruler? In this video, we'll dive into the Lord of the Rings film adaptations and uncover the truth about Denethor, who he really was, and what ultimately led to his tragic end. The 25th ruling steward of Gondor, Ecthelion II, had a son, Denethor II. He grew into a strong, tall, proud, and courageous man bearing the dignity of a king. No one like him had been born in Gondor for generations. Even among a lineage that had faded, Denethor was nearly a pure-blooded Númenorian. He spent his youth studying the archives of the stewards in Minas Tirith, and at the age of 54, after his father's death, Denethor ascended to rule Gondor. He was a man of immense authority, great wisdom, and deep knowledge for his time, unshakable in spirit, fearless, and undeniably kingly. He listened to his counselors, but always made decisions as he saw fit, not out of pride, but out of a deep sense of duty to Gondor and its people. Denethor was not self-absorbed. He truly cared about the well-being of the kingdom. He married late in life, choosing Finduilas of Dol Amroth. She bore him 2 sons, Boromir and Faramir. But tragedy struck early. Finduilas died young, and with her passing, Denethor grew darker, more withdrawn, spending long hours alone in his tower, lost in thought. He foresaw that Mordor would attack Minas Tirith within his lifetime. To prepare, he became the first of his line to use the Palantír of Anor, stored in the tower of Ecthelion. Denethor knew that another Palantír, the one in Ithil, had fallen into the hands of the enemy, yet he still dared to use his stone, believing in the strength of his own will, using it to learn about the world beyond Gondor's borders. His uncanny knowledge amazed many. Even without the seeing stone, Denethor had a powerful mind. He could read the hearts of men, but eventually Sauron noticed him. Through the captured Ithil stone, Sauron tried to bend 2 great minds to his will, Saruman and Denethor. He succeeded with Saruman, who began to desire the Dark Lord's victory, or at least stopped resisting him. But Denethor would not yield. His will remained unbroken. He continued to be a fierce enemy of Sauron. So the Dark Lord turned to a subtler tactic, feeding Denethor partial truths through the Palantír, showing him overwhelming power and despair. Denethor's strength lay in the fact that the stone he used rightfully belonged to him, unlike Saruman's. The Palantíri were more cooperative with their true owners. Still, the constant battle of wills with Sauron wore him down. He aged prematurely, and then came the breaking point. Sauron showed Denethor the might of Mordor. Convinced that defeat was inevitable, Denethor began to lose hope. The death of Boromir, his beloved son, devastated him even further. Yet despite all this, Denethor did not go mad. Not yet. Before Faramir was wounded, Denethor remained rational. In fact, before Gandalf and Pippin even arrived in Minas Tirith, Denethor had already ordered the beacons lit, summoning Rohan for aid. While Boromir was clearly his favorite, Denethor did not hate Faramir. What he felt was mistrust, shaped by Sauron's manipulation and Denethor's fear of politics and external rulers. He was determined to preserve Gondor, wary of any outside influence, even from those like Gandalf. When Denethor learned that Faramir had let the ring go, and noticed how his son looked more to Gandalf than to his own father, he reacted harshly. He sent Faramir on a dangerous mission, not to retake Osgiliath, but to hold the crossing and buy precious time. It wasn't a suicidal plan, but still a poor military decision, and almost immediately Denethor regretted it. The mission might have succeeded, had it not been for the Nazgûl on their fell beasts. Even during the siege, Denethor didn't give up. He spoke these words, "In the days that are given to us, let all who fight do so with hope for victory. And when hope fails, let them have the courage to die free." Denethor still had the strength to think clearly, even after Boromir's death and Sauron's torment. But then, He looked into the Palantír again. He saw the corsair ships approaching, unaware that Aragorn would soon seize them. To Denethor it was the final blow, confirmation that all hope was gone, and then Faramir was struck down. His wound was beyond the healing arts of Gondor, long-forgotten knowledge. With his mind broken and his heart shattered, Denethor fell into true madness. He chose to burn himself and his son alive. Thanks to Pippin, Gandalf intervened just in time to save Faramir. Denethor, in despair, climbed onto the pyre, broke the steward's staff, took the Palantír in his hands, and set himself ablaze. From then on, those who lacked strong wills would see only his burning hands within the seeing stone. And so ended the life of Denethor, the last ruling steward of Gondor, burdened with the impossible task of holding a crumbling kingdom together in its darkest hour. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to ring the bell.